This will be the first time that you build with Johnny and Josh. As you can see, I'm floating. This is an
Since,
exact.
we got wings, and now we can
Yeah,
fly.
now we can levitate. We can levitate. No, this is an exact copy of our Let's Play world. So we're in creative mode. We're going to be building everything that you guys see in our world in survival Minecraft. No mods, no extras. But when we design and build things, we're going to design them first in this creative world, and then we'll get a schematic of what we build, and then we can bring it in and go and search for the materials that we need and compile everything in a way that it'll make it easy for both of us to build at the same time and not have to worry about falling to our deaths. Things like that. Mainly falling to our death.
And getting a good design
Yeah, and getting
from
better
all
designs.
angles.
Right. We'll have a better outcome this way. So I've got a replay mod running, so you guys will see sort of an overview as we design and discuss, and then we'll stop periodically along the way to update you guys on what we're doing.
Back. Uh, we've been sort of planning out what we're doing. So obviously down here, we talked on the first episode, or yeah, about how we wanted a scaffolding coming up from our mine. So we sort of planned that out with the white concrete here. And with our bridge design, we sort of wanted it to sort of fork off and go towards that. So it's like we're getting all our materials for the whole village from here, which is really nice. So we have these sort of arches to help support that bridge, because obviously that makes no sense. And then here's our bridge design, just to get from one side to the other. The arches on either side, and then a nice little swoop in the middle. And with our little man over here, and his little face, holding up the whole bridge right there.
Strongman competition.
Uh, but yeah, that's basically it for the layout, not really the design,
Yeah, so
just sort of the outline.
exactly. What we'll do now is we're gonna start to swap out these materials for the palette that we sort of predetermined yesterday. A lot of stone and things that we already own, and a lot of spruce wood, just because we have a lot of that wood hanging around from building our homes and starting everything. So we're gonna jump to that, so you'll start to see the time lapse of us swapping those materials out.
Yep.
Making moves, making moves. We've got quite the bridge here. We had the idea to add in some fence gates here. Fence gates honestly are the ones, in my mind, the fence that most correlates fence in real life. It just has the same sort of scale to me as a handrail. So that's why you see it here, and you also see it up there on my deck. In between the posts, I just use fence gates. So that's my little addition here. Johnny came up with this nice little H formation for the bricks in between, and then I edited a little with the upside down stairs underneath. But it creates a really nice atmosphere when you're walking through because you get some leading lines down the left and the right for the posts, but then also a little variation as you walk by so you can sort of peek through and see things throughout. It doesn't wall you off from the ravine, but it's also a safe passage. We had a not an in-depth discussion, but a pretty good discussion about whether or not we're going to let villagers pass by over top of this bridge, and we came to the conclusion that yes, we do want villagers to be wandering back and forth, so we needed to make it a safe place for them to go. Uh, Johnny, you want to talk about the arches?
Yeah, yeah. So I guess this side. Um, we sort of went with this arch style. We had it on this side. It's a little blocky, so we added a little bit of stairs, but also we still want to keep it a little, structurally safe. So we kept it pretty thick. Added some depth with the walls. Added lots of variation. Mossy cobble, because water's gonna be dripping down, getting the bricks all wet. And then in the middle here, we edited it a little to sort of break it up with the spruce stairs down here. So we kept it pretty thick. I like how that turned out. And then yeah, underneath we sort of varied it up with slabs, and it's not perfectly flat. And then on this side, same. It's not perfectly flat, but it's good. Got his lovely face here, holding up the
Yeah,
bridge still.
his eyes are still there. The idea behind the variation on the underside isn't that this is how it would be built in real life, although there would be variation in rocks if you were to build a bridge this way. The idea is to create better shadows and a better texture when staring at it. A common problem that you run into when building in Minecraft is walls like this, where all you see is stone, 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 repeating texture over and over again. So when you add in these walls and these different textures and different colors, it really adds or increases the amount of shadows that you'll get across the build, which makes it more realistic to our eyes as human beings, because we're used to seeing such little shadows and such higher resolution than Minecraft. So that's,
He loves shadows.
yeah, shadows are the well, it's light's paintbrush, right? We
Yeah.
wouldn't understand what light was doing without shadows, so that's what those brick walls are doing, and that's why concrete sort of looks so strange in Minecraft because there's no shadows on it. Uh, and
It's a
I think
flat texture.
exactly, and that's sort of the idea behind this whole bridge is create textures that'll break up the eye. Oops, I tossed a brick. Uh, and that will create a like pleasing experience every time we run across the bridge. And then you sort of move to your palette, which we laid out over here. You could see us messing around, and then this makes it really easy to build also because you can just use the block picker to quickly grab what block you want. And then also you can see sort of what your palette's going to look like before you start building with it. So that you know when you're staring at a bunch of bricks, you can go, oh, I can break this up with a little bit of stone, a little bit of spruce, get those different
Hmm.
colors going. Take these tips, and hopefully you can make some of your builds better, and then you guys can share those in the future. Alright, so we are now in the survival world. So you can see house up there. It looks exactly the same. The bridge appears to be here, but it's not. This is a hologram. This is a mod called Lightmatica. It's a mod where you can copy and paste schematics for buildings so that you can build in creative freely and then bring it into a survival world. So I'm just going to pop into spectator mode so you can see this and I'm not wasting rockets. Um, but full size bridge that you guys just saw in the clip before, the pink shows you what blocks need to go. The red shows you what blocks need to be changed. So a block is supposed to be there, but you placed the wrong block. And then the blue is just what blocks still need to be placed. And Johnny is seeing the same thing on his screen so that he could start on one side, I could start on the other, and then we could go from there. But we're going to start building this and gathering materials, and then you guys will see the finished product in the end. Alright, and here we have the final product. The bridge has been completed. We've gotten all the materials in and all the decorations on top as well. You can see that variation we talked about here in the arches and the varying bricks that go along the length of the bridge. These really provide sort of a nice texture to the whole build. The underside is also varied like we showed before. Get this occasional water drip that comes from the underside of the bridge to add a little bit more character as well. You might have caught that right as I zoomed in. Then if we come up to the top side, you can see all of the details that we put in. So a little composter here, hay bale, campfire, and this is going to be a villager's home at some point when we start to fill up the village. And then you can see some lanterns on top of the post to keep it well lit at night so that you don't get mobs spawning. This will be the section that will be cut out later once we get the mine shaft installed. But then this is an actual working beehive. These are backsides of looms, and this is the just beehive to fill in these gaps. And we've got bees that are starting to inhabit them. There's some fish on top of these campfires to add a little bit of story, and there's actually a smoker here, so a villager will come and stand here during the day to work like he's selling fish, which is a nice touch. Johnny added that. Some barrels so some fishermen can come and work on the bridge. So during the day it's actually going to look like a mini marketplace where there's villagers that we can trade with to get some of food and the other resources that you can gain from villagers. This is what it looks like from up top and sort of the other side. And overall, I really like it. I think it's a good first build to show off our creativity, but also sort of our knowledge of Minecraft and the different blocks that it has. And then a little sneak peek, if you want to go check out Johnny's episode, I'll have a link to his channel on the end screen. This is a villager head if you don't see the resemblance of the eyes and the mouth, the old nose. And right up through here there's a villager breeder that he's been working on, so go check out his video. It's a really good one, and I appreciate the patience that you guys have had as this episode took a little longer to get out. We ran right into Thanksgiving and went and saw some family and really spent a good time just relaxing. And I had a lot of school stuff to complete as well, but now that my semester's over, the videos can return to a little bit of regularity and hopefully bring some good content to you guys as we really look to expand and build out this village as we seek to improve what is already here and to maybe bring something a little bit new as well. I'll see you in the next episode.